really, I always talk about the other team first. And I watched Central Michigan film. Last year they were around 500, and they didn't do as well in the MAC. They lost a lot of scoring. But at the same time, I think that right now they're a very veteran team with 4 or 5 seniors out there, and I think they're very good. I love their style, and they just got a good mix, a lot like us, of a lot of versatile players with one big guy that can shoot it. And that's a little bit of our own medicine there. So they shot the ball extremely well from 3. They ran some good stuff early. We made some adjustments. And but still, they shot the ball. You know, the kid Roundtree wasn't on anybody. You know, he's a new guy, and he played a hell of a game. So they got a point guard like that with the rest of those guys. With injuries and breaks, they can have a really good year. So we are. I set the table with these guys. Listen, this is preseason. It's like a 6-game tournament. That you have these 3 games, and then you go to Maui after that. Just put this in a compartment, right? And we're trying to get to be 2-0, so you can advance. So we're 2-0. Film and practice tomorrow will be extremely beneficial, and then we go on with a good Southern Mississippi team right away. So we are. I'm excited. When you shoot 28%, when you got Mo and Duncan go 2 for whatever they went from 3, or 3 for whatever they went, and you win, and they're playing zone, I'm really happy, man.
Max, you want to start off?
Yeah. Coach, what gave you trouble with that defense early? And you mentioned adjustments.
Well, first of all, this is the first. This is 80 minutes in 1,200 games as a head coach. I think if you add up high school, it's probably 1,200. 80 minutes of zone in 2 games. So what they're doing is they're trying to negate a lot of what we can do man-to-man, what Mo can do as a pop 5. And our guys just getting accustomed to timing what we want to do, we're passing, and we got to drive the ball. We got to get 2 feet in the paint. See, Jerron did that immediately when he went in there. And I'm coaching them these cuts that we have to make. They're not perfect, but for example, if Duncan's not open, right? Duncan will pass it to somebody else. If Duncan looks like he's going to shoot it, they're going to jump in the air. Then he gets 2 feet in the paint. So all these things we're learning about as we go through it. Now, if we shoot the heck out of it, we're not probably asking that question, because we did get some really open shots.
Chris?
Is that how aggressively he has to play for you guys to reach your potential?
He's got to hunt. He has to hunt and get to the basket, land on 2. The habits that they pick up over the summer sometimes just make us take steps back. Our guys play a lot. They are gym rats, but they sometimes get where we're so careless with what we do that we lose some of the basics. When he was very basic with what he did today, he easily could have had many more points. His last 3 was right in. So I love the way he's shooting the ball, and I love the way he's looking to shoot.
Stay there with Chris.
Simmons and Matthews had the consecutive 3-pointers there in the second half as you kind of pulled away a little bit, and then Matthews had another shot and then a dunk later. Those 2 guys, both your transfers, just kind of talk about how they sparked you in that second half during that little run there.
Well, we were confident, with both of those guys that they got. Charles doesn't have a lot of experience, but Jerron does. That they can come in the game and feel the game and play, but they're still sorting some of that out. Jerron's in a whole different style right now, and Charles is trying to figure out, what's my next play? How can I keep things simple? Hit singles instead of trying to hit home runs. So every day they're going to learn. You know what? They're 2 great kids who will be on the edge of their seat tomorrow watching video so that they can try and get better. And I'm on the edge of my seat watching video in the morning, seeing what I can do to enhance their talent.
Get over here with the Rams.
How would you evaluate Xavier's performance tonight as he started to
It was another good day for Xavier. It was another good day. Our guards had 7 or 8 assists and 0 turnovers. This team, they just turned over a really good Division II team like 28 times. We had 6. Is that 6 or is it 8? It's 6. That's a hell of a number. So if you don't shoot well, 6 turnovers allows you to get more possessions up. So Xavier is really gradually getting better and feeling more comfortable, and defensively he's really key for us. He's not making a lot of the silly fouls that he used to make, and still playing aggressively.
Stay over here with Mike.
You mentioned last game you were looking for Xavier to kind of look at the hoop more
Yep.
often, that sort of thing. Do you think he did that?
Yeah, that's what he has to do. I mean, he said he can't be the swinging gate out top. and we gotta get closer. If you watch him and Jerron, sometimes they're standing on the block him, reversing the ball, we're playing 4-on-5. But that's a spatial thing, we just gotta keep working on it. But again, 80 minutes of zone. 80 minutes of zone, and it is in 2 different type of zones. So it's a great practice for us, because we won't play this a bit like that in practice. So hopefully we'll learn a lot from it. That's what he has to do.
Swing back to Chris.
Couple things you talked when you came to the podium. This is going to be a journey. You
Yes.
expect a lot of this, and then
Yeah.
how confident are you
Yeah,
that it's
like
going to
we
go
said
that
in
way?
these games, no, this is like the best
Mhm.
right now that we take to mold this group, right? Isaiah's going to learn from film. He went in there and just didn't have that activity that he needs to have, right? Getting and run the floor hard. All these things are like, okay, this is what we need you to do. We need to use your athleticism. So it's all kinds of learning things, and the guys that didn't play tomorrow or today will have a heck of a workout tomorrow.
And that you're confident, though, that this will eventually be going the way you want it to go?
I have confidence tomorrow. I have some confidence the sun's going to rise tomorrow and we're going to get better. I'm just saying it's going to be a journey as we try to figure this thing out and mold this team together.
And then can you talk about...
with a tougher, find me a tougher schedule in the country, and that's what we have. So embrace it. I'm going to try to embrace it, and we're just going to keep getting small victories and keep trying to get wins.
And then John Teskey's minutes, can you talk about
They're
that?
great. It's the best he's ever played, right? And he's had a couple of days in practice where and he was just out there. He's got to play with that type of intensity. We challenged, we switched screens late. They were just gonna take our big one-on-one because they were playing small half the game. John, well, we're gonna switch it, John. You got to guard him, and we'll help you, but you got to stay in front. You did a wonderful job.
Down front with Casey.
Coach, what did you expect out of Central tonight, and did you expect what you saw tonight?
Yeah, that they're going to spread you out with 4. We didn't know Roundtree. We had Roundtree as what we call a 2-gap, a good shooter, but not a great shooter, right? And then he turned out. His points were a big difference in this game. He was really good, and I think they're a really good team. I think in the MAC, and I don't get to watch them personally, but I think it's a heck of a team. I think they got a chance. They do a great job up there, and they got a good chance to be a good team. That zone was tough for us.
Coach, another slow start tonight. How do you improve on those?
We thought the other day that they warmed up really slow, and we weren't as into it. We were fired up to come out and play today. Assistant coaches did a great job in the locker room. We were fired up. It didn't make a difference. I think, again, we come out, we're reading, and we try to have a high IQ. We're reading how they're playing, and we're trying to just find the right thing to do. And then turn around, bang, we just really having trouble with people understanding other teams can really shoot. A couple of our great shooters, we're telling them they can really shoot just like you. How do you hate being played? How do you hate being played? And then we go play them like they would like being played. So we'll get better at it. But it's a slow start, but a great finish.
Take a couple more to Andrew.
Coach, on Saturday you said you wanted to trim the point guard spot from 3 to 2.
Yeah.
It kind of happened tonight. It's just one game.
Yeah.
Was there a reason? Or?
Yeah, I didn't know. I think in the second half we got down. It wasn't a time, we were down, it wasn't a time for freshmen to be on the floor. When we were down and then we got back away, started getting away, not the time for freshmen to be on the floor. It just made a decision to go Isaiah, Eli.
Talk about Charles Matthews, the development you've seen in him.
I like his, don't you guys like his energy? He's flying in to get rebounds, right? He made a hell of a play on the fast break. He's given us energy, and he's playing through his mistakes, and I've let him play through it. Probably should have given him a rest in the second half and put Ibby in there. Regret doing that and give him just a little. I have to be conscious of his minutes. 37 is probably too many, but I just, that second half, I got timeouts to give, and just he was using all his timeouts, so we got that rest, those couple minutes rest for him. But his progress is great right now, I think.
It seemed like he still had a lot of energy at the end.
Yeah, he's really, for him, he's such an elite athlete. He doesn't get worn down as much as some of our other guys may get worn down.
John, when especially at this time last year, you guys were stressing defense so much, man-to-man and guarding the ball at such a point of emphasis. With the amount that you are working right now on the offense with the multiple point guards and all that stuff, is it difficult to find that stress level in that?
When I went into these 2 games and I would say, okay, we haven't covered this, and this. Yeah, because we're teaching guys to pivot and pass, and just, I'm just talking about just the really fundamental things that so many people come in and do not have. And as a result, we've been trying to just we're working on so many individual things that schemes are what was really missing. Like what they ran today was, I call it a Zorro, and they ran 2 in a row, and they really dragged the guy. We should have been able to drop. I think we haven't even talked about that particular play. We're drawn up in the huddle. So there's, that's why this game, I continue to tell our guys, listen, you're going to keep learning all year long, because I'm continuing to learn every day. And if you're fortunate enough to play after college, you're going to continue to learn then. And we're just trying to be able to get to that point where you'll never know it all, just reduce the amount that we don't know so we can attack correctly, both offensively and defensively.
Over here with Charles.
I'm sure that in 40 minutes, there's a lot of teaching moments.
Yeah.
As a captain and as a vet, how big is that play that Ali scores at the basket that makes the defensive play all the way to the court?
Yeah, I mean, I just love what he's bringing us right now with defense. We talked about, are you going to be a thermometer or the thermostat? Are you going to be the one that just reads the temperature, or are you going to set the temperature? And we wanted him, that was my thing, set the temperature today. Right, go out there and you got to show everybody how hard we got to play. Because if you're just playing, right, and you don't have that extra bit right there, then everybody will probably follow that. And I just love it. It was really a great play for him, and one that really helped us win the game.
Far corner, Nick's gonna close this out.
John, I know Mo was back in the game, was he all right?
Hey, you're going to see the trainer. He's got down the trainers right now. He'd be in ice right now. So we certainly hope so. We certainly hope so. He twisted a little bit, and he was able to play. Yeah, ankle, it looks like an ankle. Yeah, and he twisted a little bit, but he was able to play, which is always a good sign. But now we got to have great medical care right now, and he's got, including how he treats it as well. But hopefully he's ready for Thursday.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thanks everybody.